Hi there. Welcome
everyone.
to Farm Talk Friday.
On Baby Saturday.
Yeah.
Again.
We're like 11 and a half hours ahead of
Most of you.
Costa Rica time. And it's funny they went with the half hour.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Most of the time zones are hours. But you know, we do have at least one time zone in the US that's a half hour time zone.
Which is what?
It's somewhere like in the panhandle of
Florida?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you Floridians, let us know who you are that's on a half hour. That's so weird. Who knew? How'd you find that out?
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure about it.
Really? I've never, it doesn't matter. But here we are. It's a beautiful day here in Goa land in India.
Yeah.
And what do you want to talk about today, honey?
Well, you know, we moved from LA to Costa Rica about 10 years ago. We've got a little permaculture farm. And normally we're broadcasting from there, talking about little things going on at our place. Farm Talk Friday is also just basically a diary of what we're doing. I used to be in a band called The Crystal Method. Giovanna has an amazing nonprofit called Greenwave. Check that out at greenwave.eco. So yeah, we're on a trip to India. Well, you know, it went Los Angeles, Las Vegas, now India, soon Bhutan, and then Nepal.
Yes.
So pretty excited about that. Okay, fun fact, I would like to talk about, you know, in the States, you have Amazon, you can get stuff the next day, or sometimes you can get it like, I don't know, at 2 a.m. or I don't know what. But here in India, they have services. One's called Blinkit, one's called Swiggy. You get things in 10 minutes or less. It's absolutely bonkers. I don't know how they do it. They come on a scooter or a moto with your stuff.
But it's like they must have little distribution centers everywhere.
Yeah.
Like how else can they do that?
I have no idea. We need to do some research.
In Blinkit, it's like 5 minutes or less, right?
Yeah, well,
like it says on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, the only downside that I noticed was we ordered some fruit today because it was there. I'm like, oh great, fruit. And it was kind of heavily packaged.
Yeah.
And so I was trying on the app to make sure I wasn't getting things that were like imported, even though it could have just been imported from one of the other states here in India. I did my best with not a lot of knowledge trying to go local, but then it still came in like a bunch of plastic and other kind of weird wrappings. And then you don't get the chance to use your reusable shopping bag if, you know, they're bringing you groceries. So hopefully they have some sort of take back program and,
but they do deliver with paper bags though, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but it would be nice if they could like stop by for my reusable bag. But then it's like, what's the offset on gas and stuff for that? I don't know.
So also we're coming up on the Diwali celebration. It's Diwali. We're super excited about that. Why don't you explain a little bit about it, honey?
Well, I'm not like the super expert on Diwali, but I wanted to be here for, so this is like, so I do teach yoga and tantra sometimes, and this is a deep spiritual mission for me being here in India. This is our second time, and Navaratri has played a big role in my life in the last few years, and so this is the celebration that kind of comes after Navaratri. So it's kind of Guru Purnima, and then Ganesha's festival, 9 nights of the goddess Navaratri, and then it's Diwali. And it has kind of similar themes. It's like a celebration of light over darkness, and there's, you know, some mythology behind it. And I think what Ken's really excited about is the celebration that's going to take place, I think, tomorrow night. And it's the defeating of the demon. And so what we've been seeing ever since we got here, actually, are people making these large paper maches of the demon Nakatsur. Nakata Sur.
Yeah.
So, and Asura is usually like the bad guy in the stories here, and so he's one of those, but it's not Naga, which would be like the kind of beneficial serpent beings mostly, but the Nakatsur. And my girlfriend, who we are here to visit, she just found out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I just realized." I mean, she's from here. She's like, "I just realized that what they're saying is, the demon is Earth's son." And she's like, "What does that mean?" And so anyways, like we got to spin off talking about that the other night. But yeah, so there's this celebration after they defeat so they have a demon. They're making the demon. Then they're gonna, the original Burning Man apparently was here. And they burn him. Like he's huge, and I don't know what he used to look like in the past, but now because of their influence of like video games and movies, like I mean these Nakatsurs are very, I don't know, like cartoony.
It kind of looks like the South Park devil, sort of.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very muscular.
But not red. Like
No,
they don't
red.
depict him
Not red.
being red.
Yeah.
So anyway, they I guess sometimes like cut off his head and then they burn him. It's
He also
it's a
gets
thing.
like ripped apart. Some of them make
Yeah,
the paper
sometimes they-
mache, so they fall apart.
Yeah. So I think I already posted a video, an Instagram video on my personal feed with this, like a video, like a compilation of different demons from over the years and what happens to him. But after that, so it's like it's a many night celebration ritual. And so in the same way that Christmas has become kind of commercialized, Diwali too is, like Mumbai, the streets of Mumbai are filled with people doing Diwali shopping, apparently. Diwali, even though it's with a W. Anyways, and so anyway, part of this celebration is like Krishna's consort. It's like an incarnation of Lakshmi is the one that ends up defeating him, and so you pay respects to Lakshmi, and you make like a little Lakshmi altar. I'm really excited to do this with my friend Deepti. And, you place flowers. Like my mom kind of did this with the Easter Bunny. She would, I'm sorry. Do any of you have kids watching? Maybe I'll skip this part. You can just DM me about the Easter Bunny. But anyway, you put flowers like leading into the house to her altar. And then my friend Deepti told me about using rice flour that they stain with something. I think they color it somehow, and then using your hand and your fingers to make these little Lakshmi footprints. So it shows that she has entered your home to bless you. Thank you, Goddess, for defeating the demon that was here to do us all in. So, anyways, that's my Diwali knowledge currently. Yeah. So anyway, in terms of other things that have been happening, you saw an EV planet yesterday.
Well, yeah, there's millions of scooters here. Lots and lots of scooters. It's the number one form of transportation. Yeah, no, I just saw an all EV shop, sales dealership, and for scooters, and our driver told us that there's a government subsidy that you can buy them for like 50% off. The government subsidizes 50% of the cost, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, but what he actually said was scheme, which I
Well,
always think is cute. So
no.
that's kind of like a British, or an English
Yeah.
thing,
I-
is that
when-
they say scheme when they mean like a
Program. Yeah, when he first said it, I thought he meant like fraud, but he just meant like it's a policy or a program or something.
But that is like what we think of as Americans.
Yeah.
You hear scheme and you're like, oh, what's this scheme, this
Yeah.
evil scheme? But what he meant was a program. That was funny. And then talking about scooters, what have you liked about the scooters here?
Well, I like how most women, most females, like 90% of them, I would say, they ride side saddle on the back of the scooters and motorcycles.
Yeah,
It's really cute.
It's cute. And then they're dressed up. They're always pretty, and
Super
they're
colorful.
saris. Yeah.
Okay, one more thing to say. Yesterday I was trying to find the NFL football game that was on, the Steelers versus Bengals. Anyway, so I turn on the TV at the hotel we were at, and I try to go through the channels thinking, okay, I'll just look through really quick, see if it just happens to be on TV. There was approximately, no kidding, 900 channels. And I went through every one, and I discovered that India has the most colorful, bright, and saturated television in the world. It was unbelievable. They've got like many channels for every language, and there's a lot of languages here. And it was just fascinating. I did not find the football game, by the way. They're only interested in cricket. That's cricket mainly. That's the main sport. That's all they want to hear about.
Which is what baseball was modeled after.
That's right. And
There is no double day.
yeah, and then a little bit of soccer, what they call football here.
Football.
But anyway, that was super fun.
Yeah, but it is the bright, saturated colors of the East that made people want to trade, right?
Yeah, I guess
like that
so.
was, we're like, whoa, what's happening
The
here?
Silk Road, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about that, so we'll skip over that. But what I have noticed is a similarity of plants. Don't you feel like you look out and, I mean, for me, I can identify things, right? Like a new villa now. But even here, it's like, oh yeah, at home we have that and that and that and that and that. Oh wait, I don't know that one, but I would say like 80 to 90% of the plants are similar to what we can find, at least in the areas that are planted. You know, we're not really going into like deep jungle or anything here, so that could be like a whole nother world of plants. But as far as like what is around people and what I can see, there's a lot of similarity here, which is kind of comforting. So, you know, even just being here at this particular villa, like I noticed immediately, we have not had success with Tulsi basil. But it is growing well here in the land of Tulsi, and that's something I might use on Ken later. He had a little bit of a injury that I might use the antibacterial, I don't know if it's just antibacterial or antiseptic also, but properties of that basil plant on his little wound.
I'm totally fine, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said it was little.
Yeah.
So finally, I just wanted to say that as we were driving here, or on some day when we were driving, so a lot of times, like when you're in India, you can get a driver, and it just works out better that way than trying to figure out if you're not from a left driving. Or are they on the right?
No, they drive on the left side of the road.
They drive
yeah.
on the left side of the road, but like they're seated on the right. You know, like if you're not
Yeah.
used to that, like you could probably cause a lot of damage. So it's probably better that you just get a driver, and it would be almost like a similar cost to like renting a car. And so anyways, they're often very lovely and have things to say and point out. And Yogesh was showing us like, hey, here's the betel nut palms, and what's growing on them is black pepper. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. I could see the black pepper. And we have black pepper growing too. So I'm like, yeah, we grow that. It was just,
Oh,
it was sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was very pretty. And what I realized actually was, oh, maybe we should grow the black pepper on palms, because they get kind of lost in the tree branches sometimes, and that way you can see it better. So
Okay.
anyway, it was just, I'm like, hey, there's an idea.
Yeah.
Look at them grow. Anyway, we hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, don't forget that Farm Talk Friday happens either here on the Green Wave House page or on Giovanna's personal page or on my personal page. We try to rotate it every week. Glad you tuned in. Hope to see you next week on Farm Talk Friday.